Cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, 2-0. Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get...
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene, the Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Ready, 280. 56 is the mic. Yeah.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisioned something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
58. 20. Hey, Haywood. Hey, let's get in that holes. 47, Mike. 47, Mike. Mike, 47.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Blue 80, Mike 25. Watch it. Hey, South. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. Hey, space. At 58. Hey, box truck. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. 58.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. It's caught. Jones. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So that'll back him up 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
50. 280. Yes, Mike. Hey, here we go.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
The tackle made back at the 39-yard line.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check. 3 down. 21. 58 to Mike. Hey, orbit. All day, point. 58, right over there, right over there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ryan, pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. A.J. Klein came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
22! 51, down! Check! Shift, shift! Ready to go!
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Throwing left side, it's complete. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 11. From the gun, it's Brees. And this is Cook with a grab. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers. In the last 2 years in Oakland, now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
Ready? Yellow lady, yellow lady. Go, kill, 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 kill. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd and 14 coming up. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14.
Let's go, defense. Who we got? Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Sammy, Sammy.
Working from the gun, it's Brees. He's going to launch this thing way down. He's got a man, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They'll get 34 yards there.
First down, Saints.
Ready, 95-56. You're good, you're good. Ready.
Shotgun now for Brees. Ginn has it complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big gain, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this guy.
The reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
47's the mic, boy. 47. Check. 49.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Gets it off to Freeman. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
20, 21. Smooth.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Record. 21.
Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Here we go. Hey, Tuesday. 6. Mike, 56, right there. Ready to go.
Here's Ryan. Jones has it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They've done an excellent job blanketing Julio Jones here in the first half. That's just his 2nd catch. So as they head into halftime, the Falcons have to ask this question of themselves. How do we get the ball to number 11?
Here we go. Watch safety creeping. 39. Safety's creeping. Base. Motion. 58, boys, 58. 58's Mike. I'm coming.
They'll run for it. It's Freeman. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Devontae Freeman is shifting. This doesn't pay off here in short yardage. And the Saints will have the football back. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
On the ground, Kamara. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Check 53's Mike. Hey, easy. 53's over. 53's the Mike. Watch it.
From the 44, Breeze. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Kill.
Breeze now. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. It's a loss of 3 on what should be the final play of the first half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They run it again with Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Kamara. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
21. You're good. Try 4, ready. Sammy. Safety cream.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. It's caught. Smith. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Let's go.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit. Well. 45. Mike, 45. Check. Hey, wahoo!
Throwing on 2nd down. Breeze. This is caught by Gibb. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Again, it's Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Saints 17, Falcons nothing.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the
25.
24-yard line.
Got it.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
51, sub.
58, come on.
Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Bang, bang, bang.
Looking to throw on second down. Ryan. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Ryan, and his throw's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Mike, 47. Target. 47 is the Mike.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He's got Sanu. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 39. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Ryan's throw caught by Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
56, Mike.
To throw again on 2nd down, Ryan. And it's caught over the middle, Hooper. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. There he goes, right side. 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Freeman again. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Hey, South. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, well, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
Takaris McKinley on the tackle. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the ground, this is Kamara. Kamara's got the 1st down and then some. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Ryan. Here's Sanu on the catch. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Ryan now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
From the gun, Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Ryan. And he's taken down here by the Saints. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Hey, Charlie.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
I'm coming. Let's go.
One last shot for Ryan. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 35. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for New Orleans, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did, Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, pull on the wrist, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, all on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, pull on the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip. I never switch, ice in the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch it, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist, why bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, this for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, when it's not savings, you be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, on the wrist. Watch out, I never switch,